my little party animals. hiphiprenee here today with a brand new speed build for you, and today we are building yet again in Sulani with the new Island Living expansion pack. I really hope that you are not sick of Island Living yet, because I definitely have a few more builds based on Island Living coming out pretty darn soon, and I have been using a lot of the build buy items in builds that are not necessarily for Sulani. Maybe they are built in other worlds, maybe they're different styles, but I'm really enjoying the furniture, the new lighting, the new windows and new doors are really cool. So, you know, definitely expect to be seeing some more Island Living builds coming up pretty soon. I will say that I am super enjoying this pack. I know a lot of people have some what I would consider some pretty justified complaints about it. Like, I get why there are some people who are not super excited and super happy with this pack, but that being said, not every single pack is going to appeal to every single person. There are definitely a few packs that I have purchased that I've been, you know, kind of underwhelmed with. This, I don't think, is one of them. The gameplay for this one, I think, could be a little bit more entertaining, but I am having a lot of fun with it. Surprisingly enough, I've been playing with a mermaid, which is really interesting for me because I do not normally like occult Sims. When I was playing The Sims 3, I got whatever like the magical pack is that you can have like fairies and witches. I honestly do not remember what it's called because I have not played The Sims 3 in a long time. It has been an excessive amount of time since I have played The Sims 3. I have tried to get back into it, but I don't know. I can't get past the fact that all the Sims look like potatoes. It's not for me. I really enjoy The Sims 4, and I think it's more because I'm a builder, and I really just love the way that The Sims 4 looks. I like the really clean graphics and the way that it, you know, it's a little bit cartoony, but you can go a little bit more realistic with it as well. But I have been playing with mermaid Sims, and I've been finding them pretty fun. I think they're super pretty. I think they're really cute. I have not yet run into the glitch where when your mermaids have children, they look nothing like the parents. I've heard that that's an issue. Somebody let me know down below if that is something that has been fixed, or maybe it was just one person that was having that issue and it's not, you know, actually been a problem. I don't know, because I do want my mermaid to start having some babies, but I want her to have babies that look like her because she's so pretty. But anyway, so this build is not only for Island Living, this build is also part of the A to Z build challenge that was created by GreenScreenYT. I have been loving this challenge. The last one that we did was D for Dance Studio. That was a really fun build to work on. And this one is, of course, the letter E, because that comes after the letter D. That's how the alphabet works. And this is Eco Living. So I don't know. I had a time with this one, guys. If you notice, there's been quite a few cuts already because I was having a little bit of trouble figuring out windows and a layout, and just everything about the exterior of this house was really challenging for me. I don't normally build more modern style houses, and while I wouldn't say this is, you know, an excessively modern house, this is definitely more modern than the style that I normally go for in my game. I really am a very, you know, I like rustic kind of builds. I like suburban-y style builds. I love seeing other people build modern houses. It's not really my forte, and I think that's okay. You know, everybody has different strengths, everybody has different weaknesses, so I'm okay that I am, you know, not 100% comfortable building modern houses. That is not going to stop me from trying, and I think that this house turned out super cute. So with the eco living kind of idea in mind, I was thinking, you know, this house is lived in by maybe a mermaid lives here, who knows? But, you know, somebody who is a vegetarian, somebody who is really watching, you know, their carbon emissions. They probably, not that we have cars in The Sims, but they don't own a car. They probably walk or ride their bike to different places. They, you know, eat in a very sustainable kind of way, even growing their own food. There is a little tiny garden out back, nothing super crazy. I do wish that maybe I had put a little bit more out back as far as a garden is concerned, but unfortunately I didn't. What I did really like is these little round kind of extra porch areas that I put on the front and back of the house. That was kind of my inspiration for this entire house, was to really just kind of use these rounded porches as like a focus feature as far as what the actual house looks like. I did try at one point, I did end up cutting it out because otherwise this video would have been like it took me forever to build this. For me, forever is like a few hours. Like normally I spend an hour, maybe 2 working on a build, and anything more than that to me is like an excessive amount of time because I get very distracted and sometimes I get a little bit bored and then I end up not wanting to finish things. I'm not good about like, you know, stopping a build and coming back to it another day. Although I did end up doing this one in 2 days. There was no way I could have built this in 1 day because I was not having it. I also had a really, really long week and I've had kind of a crap-tastic weekend so far, which is, you know, I know it's Monday, so the weekend is over. Hopefully it did get better for me. I am recording this voiceover on Sunday morning, and so far today has been a good day. But if you guys are not following me on Twitter, then you might not know, first off, that I have an excessive amount of pet rats. I have a lot of them. There's like 9 of them in my house. But unfortunately, Rob and I woke up on Saturday morning and one of our rats had passed away. And it was really unexpected. It was not something that we, you know, were prepared for mentally. He was not sick at all. He wasn't really old. We're thinking that it was, you know, some kind of weird fluky thing. Maybe he had a stroke or, you know, something along those lines. So, you know, it's been kind of a tough weekend, and that is why you did not get an episode of the Birthstone Legacy Challenge this weekend. I do apologize for not coming out with it, but I couldn't bring myself to, you know, feign happiness while I was recording my Jungle Adventures style LP currently. I couldn't do it. So I do apologize that did not come out. You will get one definitely by the weekend. Maybe I will try and get an extra episode out this week so we are not like super behind or anything like that. But, you know, we'll see how the week ends up going. It is the week of July 4th. So if you are in the United States, I'm sure that you know that we get super crazy about America on July 4th. And, you know, it's really fun. Usually there's, you know, all sorts of like cookouts and people go to the beach and just, you know, have a generally good time. I am actually working on July 4th. I'm working with my children and hanging out with them that day. So that's going to be pretty fun. I'm hoping that we get to do something super fun and exciting. Maybe like a pool will be open and we can go swimming or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I am looking forward to seeing them on the holiday. So that'll be really fun. And then my mother did invite me and Rob over so that we could, you know, go over and have a little bit of a barbecue. They also, my parents have a pool, so hanging out at my parents' house, we get to lounge around in the pool. So hopefully that will happen and that'll be super fun. But we are finally getting into the interior of this build, which I did also cut out the layout. I cut out a lot more from this video than I normally cut out of my videos. And that's simply because I had a really hard time trying to figure out, you know, colors and a layout and all of the windows and everything like that. So I had a really hard time trying to come up with that, and it got to the point where I thought the video might be a little bit boring if you were watching me just try out 900 different styles of windows and colors of exterior, colors of interior, and changing up the layout 100 times. So I figured cut that out, let's get to the good stuff where I am actually decorating the house. So this house, as large as it is, has a really tiny kitchen, which I actually kind of enjoy. I am not much of a cook. My boyfriend does more of the cooking than I do. He's actually really good at it. I am terrible at it. I will burn cereal. Like, I will straight up burn the house down while I am making a bowl of cereal. I am not a good cook, guys. If you ever meet me in real life, do not ask me to cook you a meal. You don't want to eat it, I promise. Unless you like mac and cheese. I make a really, really solid mac and cheese because I am a toddler at heart. So this kitchen is super, super tiny. But I was kind of thinking, you know, maybe the people that live here don't live here year round. So while they are on the island of Sulani, maybe they're going out for dinner a little bit more, or maybe, you know, they don't cook crazy big meals. So having a super large kitchen is not something that they really need. Over here in the corner, I did end up putting the bathroom over here, which goes against everything that I stand for and believe in, because I really, really do not like having bathrooms off of the kitchen. I feel like that's a very odd place for it. But just with the way that this house was laid out, there was really no other good spot downstairs to stick a bathroom that didn't just like, I didn't want to have just like a room sticking out in the middle of nowhere. And with all of the windows and all that kind of stuff, I really wanted to make sure that we were not, you know, I wanted to utilize the space as best I could. So I thought that that was a good spot for the bathroom. Now that I am watching this, I'm realizing that this porch that comes out off of the main living space, I didn't actually put anything on that porch. I don't know what happened. Maybe I forgot that it was there, but that porch is empty. So if you do download this house, just keep in mind that that porch is completely empty. So, you know, you can add whatever you wanted out there. Maybe you want to do another little garden so that, you know, this eco-friendly household can cook all of their food that they are growing at their house. Because again, the garden that is outside is very small. So it's not like there's a lot of space out there for them to really be super sustainable about it. So I did a few different little areas in this main living space. I'm sure you've heard me talk about this before if you have watched my videos at all. I am not a huge fan of open layouts or open concept style houses, which is where, you know, the living space is just kind of like one big area and you can see through to everything. That's not really something that I enjoy in real life. My house is a closed concept style house, and I really enjoy being able to, you know, go into another room and be in another room. I think that's really nice. I like being able to separate myself from things, and maybe it's just because I don't have children yet, so I'm not, you know, it's not like I'm in the kitchen cooking and I'm worried about kids in the other room, you know, causing a ruckus or, you know, destroying something or getting hurt or anything like that. So maybe I will feel differently when I do have children and I'll want something that's a little bit more open concept. But for right now, for my personal style, I really prefer closed concept style houses. So I wanted to make sure that even though this was open concept, there were very distinct little areas over here for the Sims to be able to kind of separate themselves. So in this main living space, there are 4 small areas. There's a little seating area that we had done over in the corner where I actually connected 2 of the couches from Island Living to kind of make a sectional looking kind of couch. There is, of course, a dining space that is right in front of the kitchen. I think that's the perfect spot for it. We already did the office/play area as well, so that has a bunch of toys. It also has a computer. And then, of course, there's a little TV area because, you know, as much as everybody would like to be sustainable and stay off of their TV and stay off of their computer, I enjoy electronics and I put them in all of my builds, and it really does help for skill building as well, and, you know, keeping your Sims happy and, you know, having them be able to do something even if they are not, you know, actually out doing anything. So then you come upstairs, there is another little balcony area which we had already completed. And then when you walk upstairs, there is like the landing area before you go down the hallway that will bring you to the 2 bedrooms and the 2 bathrooms. And that little area I ended up doing just kind of like there's a foosball table and a little chair, and that's kind of it. So I thought, maybe this is a good spot for the kids to hang out if they are not down at the beach, maybe if it's raining or if it's way too hot outside. I know that there are definitely people out there that if it gets too hot, you will not find them outside. I personally like the heat because I run really, really cold all the time. It's like 80 degrees outside right now. I do not have the air conditioning on in my house, and I am sitting in full leggings and a sweatshirt, and I'm pretty comfortable right now. So I run very cold. Rob, on the other hand, runs really, really hot. So the second he gets home, I know that he is going to throw that air conditioner on and basically turn our house into an ice box. So I am enjoying my comfort while I still can. But, there are definitely people who, when it is hot outside, they stay indoors, and that's totally fine. So I thought that having a little foosball table might be a good, kind of a breakup throughout the day of, these people live at the beach, so I can assume living at the beach, as much as I enjoy the beach, if I lived there, I might not want to go sit on the beach every single day. So having, just some fun things to do around the house, I think is really nice. This kid's bedroom is absolutely my favorite room in the house. First off, I love the new beds from Island Living. I think they are super cute. I love all the colorways. This nice baby blue color is it's really nice and gender neutral. I feel like that baby blue color could be used for, little girls, little boys, even a combination of the two, which is kind of the idea that I had. I had, this thought in my head that there are 2 children sharing this room, one of them being a girl and one of them being a boy. So I wanted to make sure that the room, again, was as gender neutral as possible and did not lean, towards girly, towards boyish. It is probably a little bit more girly than boyish, but I do think I did a semi-decent job of, trying to keep it to anybody who could be, sleeping in that room. Then this bathroom right here, this is the main upstairs bathroom for the house. There is, of course, the bathroom downstairs that also has a bathtub, but this one upstairs has a bathtub and a shower, as well as obviously the toilet and the sink. And then this smaller bathroom back here is connected to the master bedroom. So this is the master bathroom. And I think it's just kind of a plain bathroom. I didn't go super crazy with them or anything like that. I really was trying to stick to a black and white kind of color scheme while I was doing the bathrooms, as well as a lot of the rest of the house. Most of this house is kind of like blacks and browns and things like that, which is normally I don't combine black and brown, but Island Living does it so well with a lot of their furniture. This bed, for instance, it has the black bedspread. I would say maybe it's more of a dark gray, but it also has the wood tones in there, and then a lot of the wood toned items that we got from Island Living are also like black and brown wood tones. So I think it's really nice that they combined those because you can really do a lot as far as the furniture that way. And then over here, this is, I guess, the pool house. My original intention here was to kind of make it like an actual, like a pool house. Like this is where you keep the supplies for the pool, and maybe there is a little bathroom in here so you don't have to run inside the main house to use the bathroom or anything like that. Basically what I did instead is I made it into a little bar, but I did end up sticking 2 of the showers that we got with Island Living in here as well. I thought that may be a good spot to kind of rinse off whether you have a saltwater pool or a chlorine pool. Either way, you don't want to be covered in chlorine all day. You also don't want to be covered in salt water all day. So maybe if they, go down to the beach or they're in the pool, they can go in here and just kind of rinse themselves off before they go into the main house. Because you don't want to be, again, you don't want to be walking around covered in salt water and just wet and dripping all over the nice house. Like, no thank you. So I did throw 2 Sims into this house just to take some screenshots, and they are lounging around the pool as you do when you have a nice big pool like this. I really hope that you guys are enjoying the A to Z build challenge. If you would like to do the A to Z build challenge as well, I'm going to be linking GreenScreenYT's channel down below so you can go check it out. The rules are pretty simple. It's, 26 builds, 26 letters. So however you would like to do that is, however you want to do it. I've seen some people doing it as, 26 different rooms. I've seen people doing 26 different builds. People have even taken it, in completely opposite directions and gone with Create-A-Sims, and there's a lot of really cool things that have come out of this build challenge, and I am super looking forward to continuing to head down through the alphabet. I do have most of my build ideas kind of picked out, but as I'm seeing other people post things, I am trying to make sure that I am not, not that I'm copying anybody, but I really do want to try and make sure that I am, trying to be as creative as possible with this. So if you guys did enjoy this build, please give it a thumbs up down below. I really appreciate it. If you're new here or you're not new here and you're not subscribed yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get notifications every single time I post a new video. I will be back with you guys on Wednesday, and we are going to be doing an island vacation home. I am so excited to share this. It's a super cute build, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye.